We're here with Andrew Dineen in Kilnamatra near Macroom in County Cork. So thanks for having us today here, Andrew. Could you maybe tell us a bit about your farm and where you started and
I suppose I started farming, I suppose, when I was 16 or 17, and then we kind of stayed all full time. Then we were milking, I suppose, 43 or 4 cows, and I suppose I took the farm over then maybe when I was about 23 or 24. My father left me off the reins, and a lot of money we spent. Our mates, we invested into the farm, trying to improve it. And we joined up with a discussion group, Kilnamatra discussion group, which are a fantastic group, brilliant. Yeah. Couldn't speak highly enough of the lads. A very important part of my development here in farming. And
so how many cows were you milking, say, when you started farming in your own place?
I suppose on my own, it's probably we were increasing away and developing the land, and the land type here is we're in the disadvantaged area, and we're also in the Gaeltacht, which we're proud of.
Yes.
And so we were milking around 43 or 44, and then we put in roadways. There was a lot of work done before that, but we just improved the land and the infrastructure there, and a lot of reclamation work here, and we built up numbers into around 70.
And say in 2015, how many you were making?
Around 70 something, yeah. And
okay.
And then quarters kind of was going then after that. Then so like we were handcuffed for years.
Yes.
You know, and then we got rented ground in alongside us there about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And that started coming in stages, and then we started building up our herd.
So rented land, it's fair to say, for a lot of farmers across the country, it's been a huge game changer for people, hasn't it?
It's huge, yeah. I think when quotas went, and obviously the guys that were renting the land could do tax-free.
Yes.
That was a huge incentive for them to lease it out, and for us to take it, dairy farmers to take it.
Yes.
And expand the herd size when quota wasn't an issue anymore.
Yeah. So today, how many are you milking, say, today?
So we're milking 131.
Okay.
Yeah, at the moment.
Doubled in 5 years.
More,
Yeah.
And production definitely, yeah.
And so with that, your yard has changed a lot too, I guess.
I suppose numbers can put a lot of pressure on the system.
Yeah.
The land was coming in at stages, but nothing else was changing.
Yeah.
You know, we were packing into cubicles, we were stuck in an old parlour. You know, I think we were doing 22 hours a week extra milking than we're doing at the moment.
Okay, so you came from what size parlour?
I came from originally 6 units.
Yes.
And then an 8 unit.
Yes.
And then a 10. But the yard space, the herd size got bigger. Yard space was a problem. They were being packed in with a lot of crossfalls, you know, a lot of slopes.
Yes.
Where the cows are moving back and forth.
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't safe for farmer or animal.
Okay. So how many cubicles have you here beside the parlour?
So there's about 70 cubicles here, and there's about 74 or 5 above.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you feeding on the outside?
Yeah, feeding on the outside. We're buffer feeding at the moment there now. We're just a little bit tight in grass. We're trying to build up farm cover there.
Yeah.
So we hopefully pull that out in a week's time. Yeah. That's it.
And tank-wise then, slurry storage or whatever?
Yeah, so we have a tank here, and we have a tank in front.
Yeah.
And then in the collecting yard, then it's just a separate tank just for parlour washings on its own, like so.
Yeah. Automatic scrapers then?
Automatic scrapers, yeah.
Yeah.
And we use that side then, that's bay there can be isolated there just for the cows that are calving in the straw bedded area.
So cows nearest calving are here?
Yeah.
And they transition up here then to?
That's correct, yeah.
To a large straw area here, is it?
Yeah, and they can, this door swings across here, and this area can be just for themselves. And there's a small door there then that the cows that door will be closed, and they can come around from the straw bed area in here to eat, and back in again and lie down. And we just find that the straw bed area, the open bed straw area, is fantastic.
Yeah.
Great peace of mind.
It's also very near an area where you're around a lot during the day as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So you're always watching the cows that are close to calving.
They're always around you. They're always near you.
Yeah.
They're not far away.
Yeah.
And we have a camera up there, and we can watch them on the phone there if we have to. But it's just the straw bed area there is that, you know, if a cow goes down with milk fever or anything like that there, you know, they're on straw, they're not on cubicles, and, you know, they stay here for a couple of days afterwards as well.
And say this gate here then next to the parlour, what would you use that for? Is it moving the cows in or out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So their movement in, and that wasn't originally their first day, but we put that in there. We made it a little bit wider, so like we can actually get a small industrial loader in and out there if we want to.
Right.
That if anything happened inside in the parlour area or the drafting area there, you know, we had that movement from building to building.
Okay. You have, you were saying earlier you put in the individual calving areas then here if you need it?
Yeah, we put in individual calving areas there, and there's a double line of gates there, so there's a walkway coming in from that door through there, so we can access our milk trolley through that walkway and out. And if there's a problem with a cow or a cesarean section, or you know, maybe an overflow of calves, which wouldn't be right, but sometimes you'd have to do what you got to do. They'd be put in there.
Yeah, easy access for the vet as well when he comes in.
Very much so. You know, very much so.
Yeah.
And like I say, we can park there over the canopy there. And just walk in there to the walkway there and view animals there by night, even in your good clothes.
Okay. So first stage calves then go in here into their pens, is it?
That's correct.
Yeah. Do you find them useful?
Oh, excellent. The problem is I probably don't have enough of them because, you know, we calve. I suppose we'd have about 85 or 86% of them calved there in 6 weeks. And look, you know, there's an overflow of calves, but look, it's fine for the first couple of days, but you know, it fills up fairly quickly. But yeah, it's great to have them there close to the.
And why do you like the individual pens as opposed to open calves?
Yeah, look, I suppose, you know, look, individual pins, you can, they're inside there. We mark the pins there to see there's numbers on the walls. So we write in the sheet, you know, you could have 10 cows calving in one day. And we put them in the pins, the number overhead, they're written on a sheet. We mightn't have a chance to tag them, but all the calves go in their individual pins. We know what the mother's offer because the number's written inside in the office. And we have to wait, obviously, there because we can't tag them when they're fresh with the DNA sample because we DNA'd all our animals this year as well. All our calves. So yeah, it's great because it's individual and a couple of days and they're gone, and then we put them into groups.
Okay, great. Yeah. You've a cover collecting yard?
Yeah.
Cows are coming from two sides here, are they?
They're coming from two sides, but I suppose the reason why the door is on this side because over 80% or 85% of our farm would be in that side. So most of them are coming from that side. Yeah, we decided we'd cover the holding yard. It was a big decision at the time. But on hindsight now, it was a fantastic decision.
And what benefits are you seeing for that?
Oh, look, obviously rainfall, you know, pollution is a huge thing now. And you're going to be adding a lot of extra water. Look, we're under one roof. We get a lot of rainfall here. And a lot of wind here. And yeah, it's fantastic. Even in the extreme heat, it's no harm. It's kind of okay down there as well. Yeah.
So they're standing on a tank then?
Yeah, they're standing on a tank. We made sure we got our tank big enough. We didn't want to be emptying out a tank there. So look, I was gonna say Tim Lyons did the building. The concrete work there and the steel work. Yeah, he's fantastic workmanship there. I couldn't speak highly enough of Tim. And then Michael White did the plumbing. And Don Logden did the wiring. He's a local electrician. And in fairness, we're all like I said, we're all still talking anyway.
That's good.
So yeah, look, like I said, that this, you know, when you put up a bit like this, you're going to have a few hiccups now and again, and not everything goes smooth. And there's challenges there along the way, but I think we've overcome those challenges there. So
and the experience of a good builder is huge. I guess
it's huge. I know we've great guys now on board. In fairness, and like anything that I ever wanted to ask the lads to do, you know, they were amazing. They were more than accommodating. So
they've seen it all, I guess, too.
And then you had Grasstec then that obviously put everything in place there. So you know, when you have a good design and a good map there, it's very easy to work with that.
You've no collecting gate here or backing gate behind the cows. You get
we made sure that actually it is a plan that's gonna. So we actually put the recess. The walls are actually coming around on both sides there. So there's and we have a switch up there actually for it. It will happen. But look, I suppose.
And say, why would you consider putting it in? What, you know,
I
think what's it catching you out?
It's hugely important. Like you know, we look. I think when cows are really full, sometimes of the year they just you know, you don't want to be leaving the pit.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of them are hanging back here at the back. And that's the thing about, I think, with a big collecting yard too, you know, you get some of them that tail back at the back and won't move, they won't, and some of them are tearing in there and other ones are hanging around over here.
Yes.
So like if we could push those cows forward, obviously nice and gently, you know, to keep our cow flow better and stay in the pit really.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
So you've more than enough space in here for your 130 cows here?
Oh, we have more than enough. I'd say we could carry another 30 cows, I'd say, easily.
Great.
Easily, so yeah.
So as we walk forward here, we see your milking machine. What did you install? I
installed a Gia milking parlour. I just like the parlour, the mechanics of it, the simplicity of it. German engineering, very reliable. I just like the stall work there, just everything about it there really, really impressed me.
Yes.
Yeah, and really, really happy with it. Yeah, fantastic.
So what automation did you go for?
I suppose automation was probably something there, you know, when, you know, my son helps me and my wife, in fairness, helps me now and again. And it's fantastic and it's great to get the help, especially in the springtime. And look, we wanted to be able to milk our cows on our own as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because labour is so hard to get.
Yeah.
And we just felt that automation would probably help streamline that. So we put in, there's automatic cluster remover in it. Yeah. We put in heat detection, which is, I couldn't speak highly enough of there. There's no tail painting.
Okay.
The drafting system is being put in.
Okay.
It has a feed to yield system there. It just came with the parlour. We didn't want it. It's just a part of the system.
Yeah.
We've what do we call it? iCard approved milk meters as well.
Yes.
So we can just stay without adding, you know, DIY meters. We can to just find what's there and involved, like so.
Yes.
And
do you do your herd recording when you have your milk meters? Do you do the national herd recording scheme?
I do. Yeah. So like, we just have the sample bowls. So we have the. And look, the beauty about it, the parlour too, is that look, every morning and evening to tell you what the cow had the evening before.
Okay.
So to tell you if she has plus milk or minus milk, and you know it's just viewed there on the controllers, the P21 controllers, and you know it's just a kind of a great way of actually looking at it. I know you could look at your bull tank, but you can visually see every cow what she had the evening before, and if she has less or more, you know, obviously, you can react, So, and she has conductivity as well, and you know, no, very happy with the parlour now. Fantastic parlour.
As you say, conductivity. What information is that giving you, and what reaction do you do?
Yeah, the conductivity is just if a cow spikes and if she has somatic cell count, I think the salt content is higher in the milk, and then the P21 will read that, and if it's excess, it'll flag it up, and you can also actually go into the computer there. And you can actually, anyone that flags up on a high spike will draft automatically, and they can be checked afterwards.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And say your cow collars then, are they purely heat detection, or do they do
they're just
health as well?
Yeah, no, they don't do rumination or that. Okay. It's just heat detection there. Yeah, so maybe down the line, but that's what they're.
And you've air gates front and back.
Yeah. So it's like that again, just to speed up cow flow, not to be running around pulling strings and pulling twines. The cows come in, and when the number 20 cow comes in, the gate closes behind her automatically.
Yes.
We just find it, and the gates can be opened and closed from any part of the controllers in front. So we find it excellent.
Your feeders then, they're the Gia feeder as well.
They're one feeder for each cow. The parlour holds over 2 ton of ration. So like if our bin runs out, you know, you've still plenty of ration for a couple of days.
Yes.
So that's the beauty about it. And look, they're a fantastic feeder. Very reliable. So
when the cows are entering the parlour, does it drop the feed at the start as they're coming in, or what way is that set up? Say when
so there's cows enter? When the gate opens there, it delays for about maybe 15 seconds, and a little bit drops into the first feeder.
At the very top.
Yeah. And then another second or two, another bit, so you know, they're being fed from the top back, so they don't stop on the way up.
Yes.
You know, so and then they might get 15% of their allocation for
when they come in,
Yeah.
and then when the cluster swings over and you put it on them, they get the rest there of their
Okay.
allocation.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
and they seem to get used to that there, and yeah.
Excellent. And stall work then, and the combination with the manger, say or the freedom of cows. Have they too much freedom in their stalls,
Look,
or
yeah,
is it
she
okay
look-
with heifers and cows? Or
Yeah,
how do you find
look,
that?
I think there's no parlour going to be perfect. If you've a big cow and you have a small cow, you're going to have issues there,
Yeah.
no matter what parlour you have.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have a crossbred herd there, so I think this parlour was actually squeezed in a small little bit there. I think about 3 inches compared to maybe, because it's a German parlour, and they would have bigger Holstein cows in Germany. They would have a way wider standing area, and so we squeezed it in to suit our herd. Now, look, you might get a big Holstein cow, she might be a little bit tight, and you might get a smaller Jersey there. You might have to reach in it, but overall, I think it's working very well.
Great.
You know, we don't have any problems.
Lighting then in the pit as well. I see all your halogens.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
so
yeah.
really lights it up well.
Fantastic. Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
you want to see what's happening in there because it's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cluster itself, then, do you like that?
Yeah, fantastic cluster. Yeah, they're feather lights, and they've each chamber is individual.
Yeah.
You know,
Its own vacuum.
Sorry.
Has it got its own vacuum?
It's
or?
its own vacuum, yeah. And look, I suppose the beauty about that cluster is when you drop it and you put it on, there's no air leakage. The air only activates when it goes on the cow's teat.
Right.
You know, which is an amazing bit of technology there.
Yes.
And look, very happy with it. Like
Yeah.
super cluster.
No dumpling? Or have you?
No dumpling,
Yeah.
no.
All buckets? Or
Yeah, look, it's definitely going to be an issue that a dumpling might be better in some cases. I didn't go it because I didn't like the hygiene side of it.
Yeah.
It's another pipe, and I feel there, look, you know, when you're collecting bee stings from cows, you need that bee stings for that calf, so you have to have a bucket.
Yeah.
You know, a dumpling
Yeah.
isn't going to sort out individual bee stings for cows. So, we're happy with our
enough.
decision.
we might have a look at your handling facility, so outside here,
Yeah.
and we'll walk through.
Not a bother.
So, your handling area anyway, so cows, you have a good wide exit, Andrew, as they come out?
Yeah, a good wide exit there. So look, they can fill up this area there, and I suppose keep the movement from where the cows are being milked. Keep those animals flowing out, filling up this area, so you can get the next batch in as quick as possible. And so they done the engineering to the drafting system.
Yeah.
And Tim there, in fairness, did all the pipe work and stood it in there, things like that,
Yes.
and the curbing.
Yes.
So they come out here, and for a reason, if they're going to dairy or if you want to draft them for a foot problem, and that's what I find fantastic about the drafting system there, is that, you know, if there's if something wrong with a cow, if there's an easy way to draft her, you know, it should be all right until tomorrow.
Correct.
You know, and you
Yeah.
just put it off.
Yeah.
And
And it is a reason in a lot of farms where lameness becomes an issue, health becomes an issue, because the ability to draft her isn't there.
isn't there. The
And it's a
help
huge
isn't
health and safety risk in a lot of farms as well, where maybe it's
Unbelievable.
manual drafting or it's no
Yeah.
drafting.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we used to be pulling cows out there through a big yard with 100 cows inside and trying to separate one or two
Yeah,
cows.
yeah.
Or come out there and manually
Yeah.
open a gate
Yeah.
when there's cows running at you. And
Yes.
if you have a small number, it isn't too bad.
Yes.
But when you have 20 of them coming out at
Yeah.
you,
It's a game of chicken, like, and it's the wrong game to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of health and safety issues there. A lot of accidents happening on farms.
Yes.
You know, so to try to avoid that. So like we can draft 40 cows out of our herd, 4 cows out of our herd,
Yes.
without the farmer being under any stress,
Yes.
or the animal being
Yes.
under any stress.
Yes.
So we just find it fantastic, and the animal is ready there, so we can draft any animal inside. We can just click one of the meters there that the cow is into,
Yeah.
and she'll automatically draft in here.
Okay.
Automatically, or we can do it from the computer.
Okay.
So if you want to drive 20 cows
Okay.
60 days before calving,
Yeah.
the computer allows us to do that.
So you draft left only then, is it? Into the
Draft
first?
left only, yeah, into the front pin there on the left there,
Yeah.
where the head locking stalls are, and we use them then for the breeding season there.
Okay.
We just find it handy there.
Okay.
And
Are you doing your own AI?
do my own with
Okay.
35 years.
Very good.
Yeah, so
Plenty of experience at it, so.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
We
And
make
so
mistakes too, I suppose.
Yeah.
but
And you have your central walkway here then?
Yes.
So safe operation and
Yeah, we tested there now. We tested there, I suppose, only 4 or 5 days ago, and you know, the cows just went down through that race there, like as if they were walking, because it's right alongside the other one, and really, really streamlined, and no stress on the cows. They were in there without nearly knowing it.
What's the advantage of the high step relative to where the animal is standing?
Well, look, I suppose, if we're over something there, you know, literally what it says, you're over the animal there, and it's very easy to work when you're above an animal, rather than maybe trying to reach up. So, look, definitely you're looking down on top of the animal, and very easy to access it from a height, from above, like so.
And you have a nice recess step there, I see, as well, below the gate.
Yeah, and we actually put in, because the crush is so long and narrow, we actually put in channels, 4 or 5 channels in the crush there. So we wouldn't be pushing all the liquid down.
Right.
You know, we drop it in stages there, and the same with the curb here.
Yes.
We made sure that slat there was all the ways out there, just to try to avoid a lot of washing and a lot of water.
Okay, very good.
Because
and so this slatted channel is a help, I guess, then, is it? It saves a huge amount of work.
Huge. Yeah, because like they can dung a lot when they're walking out, and at least they're walking on slats there. So
yes.
I couldn't speak highly enough of that channel. It was expensive to put it in.
Yes.
It's 4 feet deep. There's 2 feet of water in it.
Yes.
It's dead level. The dung flows on top, and it drops into the main tank, where the holding area.
Yes, excellent. And you have a bit of grip on it as well. The slat came that way, did it?
Slats came that way, yeah. The slats came that way, and the slats in the holding are the same, just for grip.
So the place is very clean. It's obviously helped you have a good water system, and the system there that Michael White put in. So you've plenty of water points along the.
Yeah. Look, I was very green to all this, and look, I suppose it's like, you know, it's like getting Tim, the builder, and my electrician, and the plumber, and Grasstec. There is that I'm not a plumber. I'm not a designer, I'm not a builder, and you know, we have knowledge in our own side of industry there, but these guys, you know, doing these jobs have fantastic knowledge and fantastic experience there. And look, this wasn't cheap, but I decided when we were doing it, we do it right, and we do it proper, and look, we haven't got everything right, you know, by no means. But
you're not dragging hoses anyway long distances.
No.
You have plenty of water connections that you can connect in quickly.
Definitely, yeah. We put in a boom there as well there, so that can come up as far as here, and it can even go over halfway over to the collecting yard there.
You're not dragging hoses huge distances then.
No, and you know, the first time is the right time to do that. You know what I mean?
It is. I also see a small detail there behind the crush. You have a light overhead again for an extra bit of light.
Yeah. So the cows come down here, so we have our hoof, our knife, and our angle grinder, and our glues, and our shoes up there, and we just said we put a light over the crush there as well, just to give us that extra bit of light there when our eyesight isn't improving any bit. So we need as much light as we can, so it's a big help.
Yeah, small touches like that make a difference.
Yeah.
So we might walk down through here just to show the non-return gate. So Donovan's engineering anyway.
Donovan's engineering. What I meant by that there now is that when that gate comes across, we used to find there, when that wasn't there, the cow, it actually shoot out here.
Yes.
But we find there now, when that gate opens, this comes across, and it kind of blocks that area.
Yeah.
And they, you know,
they're less inclined
to escape.
Yeah.
Like, we've got 100% pickup on a drafting when we put this in.
It's not a random drafter, like,
No, it's like, I think just this complements, for whatever reason, it just blocks that space where they can run. So it's doing two things. They're kind of working together, and it's also stopping these animals inside here from coming back out.
Very good.
Yeah, very happy with it.
Great. So you've a gate here then as well, if you want. Is it to divert them out? Back into the collecting yard again?
So I suppose they can come out this gate, and they can lock up in here.
For your AI there and those
from my AIing there.
Yeah.
And look, we have a little truck along there. We throw a small bit of ration in there, so it entices them in.
Yes.
This gate really was actually locked on there first day, but like everything there, you know, you don't realise it until at the time.
Yeah.
But we can open and close that, so I can access if I want to tag a cow. If I want to dose a cow for some strange reason. At least this way now, I can, you know, come across here and I can just pull my gate out and actually walk in there.
Yes.
When it was fixed to the wall before, so
Yes.
look, you think about these things afterwards, you
Yes.
know. So,
And this wall here then, say, maybe originally was going to be a steel fence and
Yeah.
are you happier with the wall in terms
definitely,
of?
yeah. You know, I think that's an idea that Grasstec gave as well too, you know, is to shield the cows coming out away from the cows that are coming in.
Yes.
You know, and don't let them be seeing each other.
Yeah.
You know, so it definitely helps cow flow.
Yes.
Big time.
Yes. Great. And I see you have a footpath here, then down here.
Yeah, this is kind of a design we made ourselves, so we can open up this gate here like that, and they shoot in here, and we can open this gate back here. So, Michael White and Tim Lyons there, they came up with that idea there between the three of us there, and look, we just supposed to be fill up our footpath like that, very easy. There's a plunger there that goes into the front of it there, and it blocks it up.
Yeah.
And look, it fills the back in a minute or two, and to bluestone we use there, and when we're finished with it, we just undo the plug there, and it nearly washes out itself.
Yeah. How often would you use it?
We do 3 runs.
Yeah.
So every morning or every evening, whichever way to go. So we probably use it there maybe every 6 weeks.
Okay.
We don't have we don't have mortal arrow here, which is a good thing. So we don't have a massive foot issue.
It's precautionary, so more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.